maybe I've heard some English speakers say car, like the mobile car, is C-A-H, car, but I think this is better, but maybe this could be a C also, and then you say car. Anyway, next one is L, and this is again one that is almost the exact same in German. In German sorry, there was another annoying ambulance. So yeah, Y is Ypsilon. Ypsilon. That's how I would write it. Ypsilon. Very weird word. And Z is pretty similar to German. In German you say Z. It's more like a yeah, Z. That's I think the one that makes most sense. And then there are also three other letters which are very hard to type and how you would read it. So in German there is also Ä, Ü, and so it's already the existing letters A, O, and U, but always with two points at the top. And if you pronounce them, is a bit like maybe with two H. Eh, 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 eh. Maybe you can pick it up by how I am saying it. Eh, 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 eh. And then this one is Ö. Oh, by the way, as an explanation, this is you can imagine this also as A, E. So that's why we invented this letter in the first place, because in German there would be a lot of words that have this structure with A, E. So we made A out of this. The same is with this one. This one would be O and E, and this one is U and E. And if we ever do a crossword together, you will see in the crossword they never ask for these letters. If there's a word that has these letters, they are always written like this. I don't really know why, but I guess it makes it easier, to make words like this and this. And I think it's just easier because there aren't that many German words that use these. There are decent many ones, but not that much. So yeah, no. we also have another